And to business now, and Ghana's Microfinance and Small Loans Center, MASLOC, is committed to growing and developing small and medium businesses through the provision of sustainable microfinance, small loans and business services for Ghanaian entrepreneurs. Following the appointment of a new chief executive officer and 2 other deputies, MASLOC is expected to expand its network and offer more loans to Ghanaian entrepreneurs and businesses. Even more, the center will also be expected to fashion out effective monitoring and repayment systems to make the scheme sustainable. In the studio to find out the new direction for MASLOC is Stephen Amoah, and he is the new chief executive for MASLOC. Good afternoon. Thanks so much for joining us here.
Good afternoon. It's a big pleasure.
Well, so what has been the impact of MASLOC to the Ghanaian economy? And you coming on board now, what do you bring?
Thank you very much. I think you've said a bit about MASLOC, and it is an area or a tool that all governments should have really taken critical look at and taken it more serious than we do. Our market is basically the defensive type. If I say that, it comprises the SMEs. They occupy about 81% of our market. So any government tool or policy that will lift these areas or boost the growth and sustainability of these areas, sustain your economy.
Okay.
So it is an area that any serious government will have to invest more and make sure that our market moves to the level that our economy will be more sustainable. But then I think there has been a lot of challenges, particularly recovery rate. Okay. You know, even with the big banks, you ask them what is their major difficulty, they tell you recovery rate. How much less an institution belonging to the government with this misconception that it is a political institution. So that is the major, as I'm talking to you now, our debt portfolio centers around 103 million Ghana cedis, excluding even the investment areas that are dwindling. So this is in particular a major difficulty. So how do you intend dealing? What are your plans, in order to deal with these challenges? In the first place, we are going to rebrand MASLOC because I think it also lacks the visibility. We're going to provide much more bigger, wider, interactive interface with all the market players so that they will be part of it, and also come out very soon with very radical measures in retrieving our monies and assets to make sure that we put it back on course, but within the shortest possible time, as early as possible. Ghanaians, we see MASLOC in a different, we're going to introduce a new paradigm shift, new models that everyone in our country today who falls within that bracket or jurisdiction benefit from MASLOC.
Well, finally, there were allegations some 8 years ago, that some government functionaries who took loans from the scheme never returned, and indeed loan repayment, as you have said, some of the challenges being the bane of the center. How do you ensure effective repayment?
As I told you just yesterday, some pieces of information as a result of asymmetric, I cannot really put them into the public domain, but internally I'm putting in place a lot of measures with my management, and as soon as, in fact very soon, very soon, you see what we'll be doing. We're going to retrieve most of our monies. We're going to reduce our debt portfolio because we need a lot of money to give to other people to expand MASLOC. But trust me, the MASLOC you knew yesterday is not going to be MASLOC that you know tomorrow.
Well, you said that you're going to use radical, means in collecting the repayments. If you say radical, what exactly do you mean?
No, radicalism does not necessarily mean destructive approach. We're going to make sure that we're going to get our boys and girls out there. We're going to meet those. We have corporate bodies owing us. Okay. We're going to handle that with our legal team, but we're going to make sure that we'll be on our debtors and make sure we collect the money. We're going to move through all the regions. Aggressive collection, not to actually met out any antisocial behavior on any of our debtors. No, but we'll make sure that we collect our money.
We'll wish you all the best.